Welcome back. It's been a little while, but I'm making progress. It's been a little slower going here, but that's the beauty of diamond painting. It's always here when you come back, and I'm very blessed to be able to have a spot in my home that's dedicated to diamond painting. So I am able to leave it set up and shut the door if we have any visitors coming. If the rest of the room is a mess. It's a craft room. I turned it into, it's an extra bedroom that I turned into a craft room. And I've created so much stuff in this room. A lot of crafts been going on. I sew on the sewing machine, as well as do a lot of hand stitching. I would say, well, not so much hand stitching, as much as, what am I trying to think of? I love keeping my hands busy. That's the easiest way to say it. I can't sit and watch TV anymore. I must have something in my hands to do. And I don't know where that comes from, but I do enjoy my crafts where I can keep my hands busy. So I do a lot of knitting. I love knitting. And I do a lot of crochet. I am able to do a craft called tatting, tatting, using a shuttle. My father's mother taught me how to do that when I was a preteen. So I'd say 11 or 12 probably. And I'm able to do that. That's very fine, creates very fine lace work. You can find it on a lot of edging of handkerchiefs. And remember those things they used to put on the back of, on the arms of a chair or on the back of a chair, kind of like protecting the upholstery from hair products and wear and tear on the arms, that type. That's what those were for. And a lot of them were edged with tatting, or made, if it was kind of a doily thing, it could either have been crocheted, but a lot of them were tatted as well. So it's pretty much a lost art. And so I'm really happy that I know how to do it. And my intentions are to teach my daughter how to do that, just to keep it going, keep the craft somewhat alive. So it's very beautiful work. You can use it on the edgings of collars and all kinds of things. I think I did some and put on the edges of pillowcases. Can you believe that? You know, those kind of pillowcases that you can get at the craft store where you embroider the edge. Yeah. So that's all been in my past as well. I think I'd mentioned before that I like to, what was I going to say? I don't know. Unless I was going to say like scrapbook. I did that for a long time. And then it all became kind of more or less digital. And it's hard to get, I found it hard to get in the habit of printing photos out and getting those put in albums. So I'm way behind if I were to do that. But I have to say, my kids love looking at the albums that I have put together. not only because they're photos of them primarily, but I took the time, because that's part of scrapbooking, of journaling or making captions for most photos, or at least somewhere on the page, so they would know what the event was and they weren't faced with a shoebox full of pictures that they know nothing about, or a book of photos they know nothing about. So I did, one of my sons, I started doing a digital scrapbook, and that was amazing. But I was as a distributor for that company, and I looked back just recently thinking, I should at least finish that scrapbook, but they don't offer that service anymore, so not sure what I'm going to do. But at least I have the pages that I had already created from them. And I'll have to, that's not an H. Okay. I'll have to see. Hopefully someday I'll pick that back up and be able to have something to hand to him. In the meantime, I have an album ready with some physical photos just kind of stuffed in for him, and one for my daughter. My oldest son got one more or less complete. So isn't that, that seems to be the way. Life gets more busy. You take on more, projects or organizations as your kids grow. You're part of this group and that group, and you help out, and the next thing you know, there's no time left for some things that you used to do when it was just you. And that's okay. Everything has its season. Well, let's see. Sorry to ramble on about that. I was thinking, one thing that I haven't mentioned to you, maybe I'll need to mark in the description, skip the first 7 to 8 minutes if you're not interested in blathering. So I better get to it before it becomes 8 minutes. The clear covering, which I mentioned come on a lot of diamond paintings, and the clear, the white release paper. Beware of some of them, because there is a right and a wrong side. I discovered that on this painting, this canvas that I'm doing, which I'll put in the description, is from Evernote, and this is the Lady of Shalott. Well, short title of it is, this is release paper that I made, as you can see just from labels, and it definitely has a right and a wrong side. So what I mean is that this side peels off and it's slick. This side would not. So if you accidentally stuck this down, you might have a little bit of a problem, or a lot of a problem, getting this off. Now, with that said, believe it or not, here is the bottom of my canvas, which I have yet to cover with my white release paper. So this is the covering that it came with, this clear. There is a right and wrong side sometimes to the clear as well. So be careful. When I took this section of the clear off to put down my homemade release papers, I discovered that some of the paper just got flipped over and stuck to the canvas. And I was thinking, oh, that's no problem. And I pulled and I pulled and I pulled. Oh, it was a little scary there. I thought, oh no, what have I done? It was just an accident. What I didn't purposely put down the wrong side. Yeah, I was actually trying to remove it. And so just be careful. Not all sides of either types of release paper are double-sided. I think the ones that I've mentioned before of the release papers you can buy like from Amazon. I think the one that I put in the description was for double-sided, just because I appreciate that. Not having to, it's one less thing to have to think about. So as you head down that journey, if you make your own, that's something to think about. Or if you buy, that's also something you might want to consider. Does this say that it's double-sided? So now there is a way to be able to remove the residue from a release paper such as this. If you pulled it off, it might actually split the paper, and some of this would still be on the canvas, on the glue. And there is a way to remove that. And I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. I've not had to do it. But if you research it, you will find somebody out there that can tell you how to do it, what to use to do that. And hopefully you'll never have to do that. But if you do some research and you'll find a way. Find somebody out there that has passed along that knowledge. So our air conditioning is back on. Woohoo! Great. The humidity came back. It wouldn't be so bad if the humidity weren't so high, but such is life. We do get a lot of sunshine, so I can't begrudge that. So I've getting ready to head out in April for a couple of weeks, or actually just 1 week, sorry, right before Easter. And our trip that we had planned in October, my sister and I were going to take the same, because she's going as well, we're going to take the same diamond painting and work on them together. But unfortunately, we had to cancel that trip. And I went ahead. I was so excited to do that canvas. I went ahead and did mine, and she's now done hers. So that's not going to happen on this upcoming trip. So we were talking about what painting, what canvas are we going to take to do? And she suggested one that we both have, or I have mine, and hers is still on order. She thought she had it, ordered it. It's that pink fairy that I mentioned before this canvas doing, but that I got from a different company, and I was missing quite half the diamonds or half the drills. And I just ordered from another company because I liked the rendering that my sister had found from this other company. There was just more on the background. The fairy herself was the same, but the background of the canvas was a lot more. There was a lot more to it on the rendering that this other company used. So I reordered it, and it has come in. And she said, "Why don't we do our pink fairies?" I was like, "Oh, that's a great idea." However, she's still waiting on hers. Oh, I started to tell you because this company doesn't call it pink fairy, and I'll put that down in the description, but It's something about spring beauties collection or beauty collection, because it's not just spring. So, but anyway, and then you pick the painting, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. I think there's only 4, but whatever. Hers was on the wrong number. So she got the kind of autumn looking one with the orange dress, which is really pretty, but that's not the one that she really fell in love with. So if nothing else, maybe she can work on that one and I can work on the pink fairy. Kind of the same theme going. I don't know. We'll see. So I have not received a new diamond painting pen that I ordered yet, but I think it'll probably be here soon. Who knows? Maybe this week? We shall see. But I had shown you the 2 that I've really fallen in love with. They're just so pretty. I love being able to see that glow through it. It seems silly, but I'd ordered the pink one and I'd ordered a blue one. So my sister, I loaned one to her for her to use, and she liked it so well she's ordered. And since they come from France, I said, let me know if you're going to order, because I think I'm going to order another one. Such beautiful colors. Anyway, I did order another one, and I ordered the wax, which I think I've told you as well that I had done that. So I'm waiting for it to come. And I'm thinking that it should probably be here pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to a pretty pen. Because, why? Because I don't have enough. Yeah. Yes, I don't have enough. My little pink organizer that I hold my loaded diamond painting pens on can't hold any more, so I'm going to have to either think about getting a bigger tool organizer or I don't know. I'm just going to have to put away a couple of ones that I have been using. So we shall see what I try. All right, I think that's it for H's. Looks pretty good. I would ask you to tell me if you see one, but I don't think my chances of hearing you would be very good. So hopefully you don't see any. I get to move on to my triangles. About up for time. So I'll just tell you that one reason I started this today is, number 1, I haven't done one in a while. Sorry about that. Although I have been, working on my painting. Just haven't recorded because it's been like really late at night when I should be going to bed. I'm in here diamond painting. So instead of recording, I've been just doing little bits here and there as I can. But I got in my, what do they call this, a microphone stand arm. So hopefully it can move you around a little more easily. And I set it up. And I just wanted to see if I could do it. So I'll show you. I'm able to lift this arm up and kind of zoom you out, if you like. And zoom you back in. Yeah. Without too much trouble. So that seemed to work pretty well. So I think the next thing I'll probably do is see if there's it'll take less room in my office too. On the microphone stand on the floor, it was taking up a little bit of a floor footprint in my office space. So This at least is clamped to my desk. Hopefully it's not too jerky. I didn't think about that. No, it looks pretty good. Anyway. Yeah. So the next thing I think I'll investigate is see if there's an app that will let me start recording and or Zoom as I'm recording on my iPhone. I don't know that there is, but I just might investigate that and see. You never know till you try. There's some pretty creative people out there. So I think that'll be it for today. I'll finish these off. Finish this square anyway. And then make myself go and do a few other tasks that I've set for myself to do today. It's always hard to do that. You kind of get in a groove. It's like, oh, I can't leave now. I want to see this square done, or this section done, or I have to get to the end of this color. And then sometimes can I say I forgot that I was going to stop? Sometimes I truly do forget. Other times I'm like, oh, well, there's not too much of this color to do. Let me just do this one as well. Oh, anyway, now you see why it's important that I have release paper that I can't see through very much and continue the process. Must stay within my borders. Yes, try to. All right, well, I'm going to leave you all, and I'll see you again very soon. Till then, God bless.